Hello and welcome to Last Week in AWS, the podcast edition, now exclusively sponsored by me, my own company, Duckbill. You can learn more at Duckbill HQ. If you have an AWS or other cloud contract that's coming up for renewal, when do you start having to care about it? What should you do? It feels like sometimes you're the one that doesn't understand the ebb and the flow of how things start, how things should go. Reach out. We're thrilled to help. Again, that's duckbillhq.com. Now, let's see what AWS did for us. They launched simplified import of CloudTrail Lake data into CloudWatch, which means by simplified, we finally let you move data between our own services without a PhD in data engineering. It's free to import, but CloudWatch's custom logs pricing will probably make you wish it wasn't. Check your wallet before you consolidate things here. ECS now supports tmpfs mounts on Fargate and ECS managed instances. Hey, tmpfs finally made it to Fargate. Only took them, how many years since containers became a thing? Half a century? Great for ephemeral data that doesn't need to survive your next invoice surprise. At least they're catching up to features Docker had in 2015. EC2 Capacity Manager now includes spot interruption metrics. Metrics for the things we've all been experiencing, but AWS pretended didn't happen all that often. Track your spot interruptions across regions you can watch in real time as AWS yanks capacity for someone willing to pay the on-demand price. At least the dashboard is free. EMR Serverless eliminates local storage provisioning, reducing data processing costs by up to 20%. What 20% sounds impressive until you realize it's because AWS was charging you for over-provisioning local storage this whole time. Now they've graciously stopped billing for something that should have been serverless from day one. Progress, I guess. They launched the .NET 10 runtime for Lambda, which is, 3 weeks since it came out? That's impressive. Someone learned from the .NET 8 debacle. How to configure optimized CPU on RDS for SQL Server. Look, all this is lets you disable some of your CPU cores for licensing reasons. It's terrible. The fact that exists is a shame. I'm not blaming AWS. I'm blaming the database vendors on this one. They now have multi-region endpoint routing and tells you how to configure it for Aurora DSQL, which is fascinating. So I wonder if next they're going to have a white paper on why backups matter. And finally, build an AI-powered website assistant with Amazon Bedrock. They've reinvented the chatbot, so let me just say it this way. Please don't do this. Only this time it has enough AWS services to require a flowchart. The innovation is charging separately for the knowledge base, the LLM calls, the Lambda invocations, the EC2 hosting, and the data transfer. Your support costs just got scalable. And that's what happened last week in AWS. I'm Corey Quinn. Stay salty.